Knowing the source material, I expected more, but it's solid enough, I suppose. It's not a bad movie. It has some really good parts in it, but it's not a very good adaptation of the source material. And I think this is one of those comics that they shouldn't have tried to condense into a feature-length movie, because it doesn't quite work. But let's discuss it together step by step. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Station, your most for anything animation, including TV and movies as well. I'm your host, Jackson Small. Welcome back to DC Live Volume 2. Let's talk about the animated adaptation of Superman Red Son. Another one of the most famous Superman stories ever written. I don't really know what else to say here aside from the fact that I went in with my expectations decently high and came out a bit disappointed. It's not a bad movie. Not at all. I still consider this movie good, but it's not that good. Like, it feels like it's just good enough to be worth one watch, and then done. My written review for this one's not very long, so this review shouldn't be very long. I hope you guys enjoy. I wish I had more to say about this one, but I can pretty much sum it up like this. It's a solid film, but it's just not for me. Pros: the voice acting is great, especially Sonic himself, Roger Craig Smith as Batman, and Jason Isaacs giving a pretty good performance as this new Soviet version of Superman. Also, Vanessa Marshall finally returns as Wonder Woman, and probably her best performance of the character yet. The runtime is good, the pacing is solid, the action is decent, the ending is surprisingly uplifting, and taking advantage of its PG-13 rating with some pretty brutal deaths. Like, it's not quite like super boundary pushing like it is in some of the other DC films, but this movie is violent, and it's not afraid to show dead bodies. Cons: Diedrich Bader is sadly not a good Lex Luthor. He's a good voice actor. He is absolutely a good voice actor. But in this movie, he's just doing a slight variation of his Batman voice from Brave and the Bold, rather than trying to actually sound like Lex Luthor. Like, every time he spoke, I just was expecting him to throw on a cowl and tell me that he's Batman. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm more familiar with him there than I am here, but he's just not a very good Lex Luthor. The story is noticeably weaker compared to its source material due to the condensing of the plot into only 84 minutes. This one should not have been condensed at all. This should have been a movie that was split into two parts, a lot like Dark Knight Returns, which did a great job being a two-part story. Here, it's all condensed into one movie, and it doesn't work. It's not nearly as badly condensed as something like Injustice, but it's not great either. Rewatchability is pretty low. I can't really see myself watching this one again. And the third act is way too rushed to be actually effective. Overall, it is a decent one-and-done film, and one of the mid-tier DC animated movies. It's worth a watch, but nothing more than once. Final verdict for me is going to be a 6 out of 10. I expected a little bit more from this one, but I'm not mad by any means. I've seen worse movies than this. I mean, heck, the movie we just reviewed before this, Wonder Woman Bloodlines, that movie was trash. This is watchable. It's decent. It's good enough. It's just that considering how great the source material is, I expected a lot more. Maybe that was my mistake. I don't know. Well, that's it. See you guys next time for Justice League Dark 2 Apocalypse War.
We cannot take it anymore. The time has come.